Chisholm for Tuxedo. This is best of 3 sets. 40 all after 1 juice. 3 all in the third.
Yeah.
Love all play.
Welcome back to the Tennis and Racket Club in beautiful Boston, Massachusetts.
Wow.
Well, that's exactly what we expected to see this morning, isn't it, Barney?
Can't say I'm shocked by that return.
Nope.
That one's about 3 inches different.
Let's just say the pressure is on. I'm here again with Barney Tanfield, head pro at the New York Racket and Tennis Club. What's your actual title these days? King of Games?
I don't believe in the monarchy. I'm a head tennis professional, but I think, when you look at the way things work at our club, we have some people who function really well independently. So to say that I run things, it's hard to run when you have an Adrian Kemp and a Josh Dodson, who have been in the game for so long. They don't really need to be run.
15-40.
Excellent point.
James needs to be run slightly. Not on court, but at any rate, so this is a really fascinating. Oh wow! So how come that didn't happen in the doubles, Ken?
It's a great question. I think just more court coverage.
I think Tim wanted to show that he's a peaceful guy.
What is John Lumley going to do?
Not serve those serves.
Yeah. It's a bit like he's bringing a knife to a gunfight here.
So if I'm John, I like seeing that gallery. Watching the ball fly into the Dayton as quickly and accurately as it's been going is not very good for your confidence.
No.
So Tim would be what you'd call an extremist, I would say, because he's either smashing it extremely hard or cutting it extremely heavily. So he would probably go into the most extreme category there is in terms of striking. But
he's not a middle of the road floor game kind of guy.
I mean, at one stage he could do that, but when you've got that kind of heat and that kind of accuracy, he also has a legendary cut volley, which stylistically I've never really been able to wrap my head around. He really gets around the racket the opposite way than I would usued try to.
Yes.
But there it is there.
Incredible. Just comes down so hard. He used to tell us at these morning doubles clinics, if you tuned in for the doubles match, we were talking about it. Besides holding the racket in a way that was just very uncomfortable for me.
Backwards?
Yeah. He said that when you're receiving serve, you should basically be facing the corner. Don't let the server see the logo on your shirt.
I like that. That's good.
Something he said.
I'm going to take that.
And you'll see in his return. It really is every bit of his body working in concert. Tim giving us the traditional racket salute.
So,
very tough.
In the last few years, John Lumley's become a lot of people's front runner as potential for next world champion. And I think yesterday, having dropped the first set to Stout, maybe a few people were in question, but he's starting to show that brilliance again. In the doubles, he just played absolutely flawlessly, and he'll be very much looking forward to sort of displaying his prowess over the next few days. Yep. Having now taken down James in 3 sets.
Well, I don't think any of the pros have been immune to the sort of I don't know what I would call it, the COVID rust. It seems like so many folks in all sorts of jobs and avenues of life. There's just something about performance, everything tastes a little different, moves a little less well. It's going to take us a good bit to get over that, and I'm imagining that training for you fellas during this period was a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and not a lot of regularity.
Yeah, I think
Open the door.
John comes from the Camden School of Training, so he would have spent a lot of time and a lot of soloing, and I think you saw that yesterday. He had about 18 grills in the first set against James, despite having dropped it. But I think you really start to see the solo practice, particularly in the loose balls. I mean, it's just
All has it better than the
he's
door.
like a robot. But having said that, Tim's playing very loose here and really going after it. John will be looking for a bit of a scrap here. Tim will be looking for a quick and clean.
Great point here.
Yeah.
Retrieving on both sides.
See, there you go.
Game. 1-1.
It feels like we've been here much longer than 1-1.
It does, yeah.
Oh,
So there's that
a
heavy.
cut volley.
That's a great get from Lumley. And it was tight.
Yep.
So let's see if Tim goes for this. No.
15 love.
I think for Tim to hang in for several days here, he's got to be smart the way he plays, and crashing the boards for every get isn't probably the way to do it. So, that's the way he wants to start his point, and that's still very tangible that he can pull out these wins.
Chase open the door.
Going for the main wall force there, not quite.
Say hello in the chat, everyone.
We're happy to see we've already had viewers in the UK and France. Getting on to the evening there. Of course, we'll have matches later today from starting at 4 p.m. Eastern Time.
Don't miss that one.
That'll be a great set of matches. Of course, we've had an interesting format change, Marty. Maybe we can talk about that for a second. Not only has there been the change to this whole National League being played in 5 days, but also a change in the play order. I think we've been used to seeing the number 2 singles, the number 1 singles, and then the doubles, and oftentimes the doubles was the decider. Now we see the number 2 singles, then the doubles, then the number 1 singles. Any insight into why that change was made?
30 love. Chase better than 2.
So I think that within the clubs, unfortunately, when the doubles fell at the end, within the individual nights and matches, sometimes people couldn't last quite that long, where they would actually miss the doubles, which generally tends to be some of the most impressive for people. So I know that there was also a sense that in addition to people missing it, it wasn't as relevant, and you have to appreciate that
Great
the doubles
shot from
is
Tim there.
unbelievable. The doubles is a unique skill set, and it deserves sort of the recognition and importance in the scoring. So each doubles match will matter this week. It will mean that some of the number 1 singles don't matter, but there are obviously financial implications on all of these matches. So I don't think you're going to find anyone trying anything but their hardest. In addition to the financial side of things, there's these guys are going to be playing amongst each other for the next several years at the top of the game, and everyone's friends and everyone gets along, but they also remember their wins and losses. So there's a lot of equity and worth in each one of these wins to everyone here.
That was just a Chisholm style return there from John Lumley.
Guy can do everything.
Oh, very nice shot from Tim right there. One thing I've noticed as well, thinking about it, with this format, the players are able to stay warmed up. So your number 2 guy is out there. He doesn't have to come back for doubles after, having a beer or two, or cooling down and having to stretch up again and get his head back in. Here you have the number 2 guy staying on. Number 1 comes and maybe gets a little excitement in the doubles, and then he's ready for the solo at the end. I wonder if this won't, even if other things change, I wonder if this won't remain the same in coming years.
Yeah, well, time will tell. I think each team will like things a specific way based upon age, fitness, and many other factors. So, if we go back to the individual nights, then the way that demographics behave within the club and when people can fill the seats at different times has a lot to do with the way everything is done. Now, this super event is just amazing, and pros here are already saying it's going to be hard to go back to the individual nights, but time will tell. And I think as the USCTA schedule starts filling back up and the professional schedule starts filling back up, I don't think you're going to, unfortunately, find 4 to 6 days that you're going to get all the pros together again. But that's why this is such a special few days here in Boston.
Yeah, it's interesting to be able to watch 5 days of this absolute top echelon tennis. Well, all of these pros playing against each other, and some of these matches, for instance, this one, I was able to ask Mr. Lumley about before the day began, and I said to him, when is the last time you played Chisholm in singles in a tournament? And he said, oh, God, I don't even know. Years and years ago in a U.S. Open, I think. So, in a sense, it's a treat just to see all the different mix and match among all these players in such a short amount of time, because I have to say that when you watch an Open, how often is there a real surprise that goes against the seeding? It's not often enough. There's just seems to be almost like permanent differences in the levels, and it's exciting just to see matchups that you don't normally see because of the way the Open system works.
Yeah, I think if you go back the last 5 years and you look at Open winners, I don't know how many names we get to, but I'm going to guess it's 2 or under. I think it might be. Well, I don't know. Maybe Camden missed the French Open or an Australian Open 1 year or 2, but
right.
Other than that, it's Camden. So the interesting part of National League, though, is the team side of it is, guys like myself who are not the focal point, sometimes get to play the hero. So hopefully that's the role that I get to play this week. But if not, I'll just blame my partner.
The best thing about doubles.
Speaking about my partner, hello partner, James Dowd on the feed. Tom McCauley from Australia. How you doing, Tom? Great to hear from you. What time is it in Australia? Have you guys got the chat shows on, or is it? I don't even know what day it is here. Brittany, hi Brittany. John Lumley's better half. Ted, Mike Gooding, probably the most qualified marker in the history of real tennis, is marking right now. So here we got John, 3-1 up, 40-15 up.
Probably feeling pretty good. He was talking about.
Such a good get. Wow, Tim.
Oh, come on. That is what we're here to see. How do you decide on, the volley of a volley? You're going to try to curl it into the winning gallery. I mean, that takes a particular mindset, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
it's about three, 4 guys in the world who could credibly attempt that.
I think you see a lot of people try it, but when you say who's qualified to really be doing it, yeah, there's maybe less than 3 guys in the world to take that shot.
Yep.
Just an incredibly talented shot there.
Well, we certainly have some interesting goings on with. Oh, there
John
we go.
Smooth, meanwhile dead on.
4-1 now. Tim is searching for answers at this point.
So one of the rusty aspects of coming off pandemic, and then Tim, in addition, having come off some major surgeries, is he's winning points, lots of them, and in really cool ways too. But it's how you distribute those points. So, if you look at their point distribution thus far, it probably doesn't reflect a 4-1 differential.
It's funny how that can happen, right?
So funny.
If you have a lot of high point games, really, I think I saw a breakdown of one of those something like that the year that Camden won the World Championship in Newport, and it was eerily close how many points Rob had won, even though it looked like Camden won convincingly.
That point distribution is, I don't know. I mean, it defies math in certain ways, but I think you're getting into psychology and luck and all sorts of other sort of things that I'm not qualified to talk about. But unfortunately for Tim, it's not working his way right now, and this match is a lot closer than 4-1.
I'd say all of the tennis and tennis-ish games are deeply psychological. I mean, many books, much ink spilled on that topic. I can say from personal experience, the psychology at times seems like more of it than the shot selection, because the psychology is going to dictate the rest of that stuff. It's almost like the lizard brain takes over, and you're in panic mode. Oh my God! I thought I was going to win, and my opponent just won 3 games in about 5 minutes. And what the hell is going on?
It's interesting. I mean, I tend to think of it now as the way a tennis match plays out is a little bit how people live, or at least I try and map that onto how I live my life. And more it feels like the matches are frantic and rushed, and there's very high highs and very low lows. And I think that kind of, if you map that out over the course of how you function in your regular life, it's definitely become sort of interesting thought process to me. I marvel at the guys who can just be so smooth and not commit any real emotional, outward emotional
Displays.
Yeah.
One player I think of when I think about the smooth emotional response, Bryn Sayers.
Yeah.
I've never seen him rattled out on court. He just is chipping it around and hitting some forces now and then, and doesn't seem to smile, doesn't seem to frown. He's just very, very focused. I wonder what he's up to these days. I know the UK's tennis courts were shut down for a very long time, a couple times, and I believe I heard in the chat that singles tennis is back Monday, or
yeah, I think they can play matches
in the
starting
days.
in the coming days. Yeah, I think they've been allowed to be on court with pros, but not having competition. And, Bryn's still at Queens, and I'll tell you, when you look at the top 10, Bryn Sayers right near the top, probably the best player in. If you go court by court, I mean, there's not many guys who could beat Bryn in Queens. I mean, maybe there's one, maybe. I don't know. Maybe Rob beats him, but I don't know. When I think of guys who I miss playing regularly, Bryn Sayers is one of them. Lovely guy.
He was another one who it seemed like he took a break there for a while. Maybe that was just my perception.
He's one of those guys that takes a break and then shows up in the final of the British Open. No big deal.
Yeah, he's a British Open winner 1 year in there.
I mean,
that's something to something for anyone to say during the Fahey Revere years, the last 20, 25 years. I mean, honestly, have there been even 5 people to win an Open other than those two? They very heavily dominate.
So Giles Doyle in the commentary, I think from the UK, and he said last time John and Tim met in the Opens was 2014 U.S. Open quarterfinal. Tim won in 3 that day. So John might have told you he couldn't remember, but maybe there's a reason why. And then singles matches against other households start Monday in the UK, but courts have been open for 2 months now. Exciting times. Giles, thank you. Nice to get fill us in.
Lumley taking the set.
I think it's Rob writing in from Philadelphia. Mark Devine was also pretty smooth emotionally. That's right on point, I would say.
Yep, Mark Devine currently practicing law in South Carolina, I believe.
He was fondly known as Captain Dayton when I was growing up, and man, that guy could smash it around.
Cam told me that one of his favorite things to do was return a ball to about last gallery, right on the main wall, and force the server to come up, hit basically a weak return, and then Mark would just hit this sort of loping shot up the main wall and tuck it right into the daytime. And he'd do this shot after shot and just drive people insane. Maybe this was a party trick for the members down in Aiken. He was down in Aiken for a while, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he still might be down south somewhere. But I remember when I was younger, he came over here. I think he's married to an American, perhaps, and
Yep.
obviously did start practicing law. helped a lot of these English guys get their visas and stay in the country, which is getting harder these days, unfortunately. Maybe a little easier now, but
It sure is. Maybe this is a good time to talk about what we're doing and what we need to do to generate some more American pro talent. You being American pro talent yourself, it's we were talking about the East Falls boys, and you need to figure out some kind of strategy to create some more American talent, because as you say, the immigration law is just getting more and more stringent, and we have enough players. We really ought to be able to generate some more pros. What are your thoughts on that, Barney?
I think that
Chase the line.
I guess having grown up with Camden's a little younger than me,
Hello.
and having grown up with my good friend Gabe Kinsler. Our parents were, my father, Gabe's father, Camden's father, all very supportive of us becoming professionals.
Yep.
And, I'm just very lucky to have, a dad like that, because, obviously, when you're younger, doctor, lawyer sounds better than tennis pro, particularly obscure real tennis professional. But
Yes.
indeed, it's been probably the best decision I made in my life, and I've had tremendous luck to fall into just great friendships and amazing employment opportunities at great clubs, and so it worked out for me. Now, having said that, like I said, not every mom and dad are so keen to see that. So
Oof.
I think
30.
finding kids in the right places where they're going to get that kind of support is just critical. And I think in the Roman instance, kind of whoever paved the way, Jimmy Dunn perhaps.
Yep.
People kind of saw that he could be successful in a great club and get to experience a great part of life. And it's finding that avenue where we can convince young people, and perhaps indeed their families around them, that this game is amazing. The people are great and generous, and there are great employment opportunities, and it really is a pathway to a successful and happy life. So.
Yep. A tennis pro is
40-30.
it can be not the easiest position to fulfill. It's an awful lot of hours, I'd imagine, and you have to be worried about your body all the time. Besides injuries and getting proper sleep and nutrition, it's like you're working 24 hours a day.
I think it is a lot like running your own job. You get out of it what you put into it. So, and I think that's why you're seeing a ton of success in court tennis in America these days, because the quality of professionals just really high, and honestly,
Excellent.
The professional world is really an evolving one. Now it's less about maybe being the top player in a lot of places, and more about how's your communication, how's your networking, how's your what else can you do? Can you do design work? Can you write? Can you learn about streaming? Can you know what I mean?
Yep.
The game is the jobs are way more dynamic, than they ever have been, and in turn, hopefully, that will create job opportunities for people as they mature through the game, and it's time to go for another career path. So,
Yep.
and I do think that is the trend. So I'm glad to say that, but Yeah, I mean, it would be great to get more American professionals, and I know it's a big topic of conversation. Now, having said that about the 24/7, I have a quick call with my kids. So,
All right. Well, thank you very much, Barney, for joining me. We'll maybe meet up again before the event is over. I've really enjoyed talking with you and having a good time this morning.
Yeah, likewise. Great pleasure to be with you, Ken. And again, thank you to you, the committee, and Tony and Matt, Mr. Schenkine, and everyone that's welcomed us here and made this happen. Thanks again. And yes, you will hear me again.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Barney.
40-15.
All right. Rejoining the gameplay here. Looks like we have a little more even set going on. One each. Lumley's up 40-15. Chase is better than 3. Again, this is Ken Fortin joining you from the Tennis and Racket Club in Boston, Massachusetts.
40-15 receiver, better than 3.
Oh, very good tight serve right there. Tim hit that at just the right time.
40. It's worse than 2.
Lots of body twisting out there. Last minute flips. Our tennis coverage continues until the end of this match, and then
40. Serve leads, Chase worse than 2.
then we'll take a break and be back at it at 4 o'clock. Tonight, I believe, is New York versus Chicago.
2 games to 1, serve leads.
Well, Lumley's up again, 2-1. So John is taking his chances with those serves, sort of asking for Tim to hit that cut volley. Looks like he's trying to counter that. Counter that on the floor.
Worse than the last. Oh.
Well, he got what he asked for there, but no luck returning it.
Early 15.
The ridiculous bobble serve, sometimes more lethal than you think.
Chase worse than 4. 2 chases.
Okay. 30 all, 2 chases. Tim's back on the service end. I'm sure he's asking himself, what do I need to do right now?
30 all.
Counter the youth and vigor of
40
Mr. Lumley.
worse than the last gallery.
Oh, almost.
Right.
Do something with the ball.
40-30, worse than 4.
Tim's getting frustrated with playing defense. Maybe Lumley was distracted right there.
Use. Oh.
Almost the grill.
Advantage at ball up to. Sorry.
Mike Gooding marking from the date on. Kind of the standard practice these days. Don't see too much marking in the markers box.
Game. 3 games to 1. Second gallery.
Let's check in with the chat. See who's here.
Hazard second gallery.
Giles confirms singles matches against other households starts Monday in the UK. But courts have been open for 2 months now. All right. Lots of funny chat coming from Philadelphia.
Second gallery.
Love watching Barney when he has those self-talks under the grill. I think Barney's comedy partner may be Robbie Whitehouse. If ever they have to leave the beautiful game here.
30 love.
Chisholm clawing his way back, 30 love. What do we got? Another force? Oh, yeah. Yep. Let's get to the service side.
$15.30.
Tim learned the game from Wayne Davies. A former
That's worse than 2.
world champion. I believe he was the champion just before Rob Fahey's long streak. He was a pro in New York.
30-15 server. Last gallery.
Camden Revere points out there's a Fahey interruption in there for a couple years. Indeed. Trying to regain the title. Hello.
40-15 Hazard.
Just
Worse
like he's
than 2. Hazard.
done thousands of times before. Perfect angle. Nothing to do on the hazard side for that. Oh, nice and tight.
30-40.
Yep, let's just go right into the galleries. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful base of the tambour shot.
2-3.
Rolls right out. Come on, Tim.
That's a great pitch, John.
Look at that.
How you put it there?
Can't serve a whole lot better than that, and yet Lumley gets a chase out of it. Incredible.
15 love.
We're so lucky to have this event. 5 days of incredible professional tennis in our National League.
Chase 5.
Of course, this American National League is
Last gallery, chase 5, 15 love, receiver.
a bit derivative of the UK National League, which, as I understand it, is a huge undertaking at many, many levels. It is not just a pro event. Clubs are traveling around
Last gallery.
all year, playing each other at all
Last gallery.
levels. If only we Americans were all a bit closer to each other to pull that off.
15 all, chase 5.
It's a great way to win any service chase. Hazard galleries. What's Tim gonna do?
Lost the chase.
Unlucky.
Oof.
No worse than 5.
Come on.
30-15.
$30-15 John Lumley. Oh,
40-15.
great return of that service return by our Lummers.
Game, 4 games to 2.
To say Tim is frustrated right now would be an understatement. He is not a happy camper.
Love.
John's taking full advantage, as he should. Oh,
Back again.
incredible length.
30 love.
Just an amazing shot from John Lumley.
30 love. Chase, worse than 4.
Hey.
Let's check out the chat.
40 love, worse than
Hello
4.
to Dave Christensen. Pushing for Tim. Hello, John Murphy. Hope everything's well. Bracket Club says
40
impressive
love.
from Tim Chisholm playing like this after
Receiver,
double knee
worse than
replacement.
4.
Indeed. Saw Tim out in the parking lot before this event
15-40.
began, and he was questioning whether or not he really ought to be playing in an event like this, but we are all very happy that he decided to come. Great grill save there. Oh ho ho.
30-40.
The net is tough in this game. That padding just
Well,
stops a lot of balls from creeping over. If anybody happens to be watching who's unfamiliar with court tennis, or real tennis as it's called in other parts of the world, you can check out the U.S. Court Tennis Association website at uscourttennis.org.
okay. Tim, I've got.
I'm
what-
Ken
what
Fortin,
do
your
you suggest?
commentator, and
What do you think it was?
we're at 4-2 in the second set to John Lumley, 40-30.
Chase the yard. We'll have a compromise. Chase the yard.
Chase 1 yard. I think Tim's
40-37.
got one
chase the
thing to
yard.
do here.
Game. 5 games to 2.
Lumley 4 points away from match victory here. There we go.
Do you love?
Just do that about 20 more times, Tim. You'll be all set. Tim trying to put the pressure on.
Chase better than 2.
Excellent chase from Tim Chisholm.
All.
Lumley knows what to do with that. Thanks again to our producer, videographer, director, Ryan Carey.
30-15.
Thanks to all of our sponsors, including the foundation and the association.
$40-15 better than 2.
Chisholm bringing the heat. To either win this game or go home for Tim. Better than 2.
15,
Looks like he's getting ready for a high sidewall. He's had some.
Lost it, fell worse than 3. Game 3-5.
Just what Tim planned. 3-5. Lumley's up. Those folks are really pulling for Tuxedo. Dave Christensen among them.
Chase worse than 4.
Funky angle off that last gallery edge.
No strokes. Well,
Our match is marked by Mike Gooding. It's more a contemporary of Tim Chisholm, I'd say, than
15
John
love.
Lumley. I got to see both of them play in 2007 here at the Tennis and Racket Club in Boston in the World Doubles. Tim was matched up with Camden Revere, and they lost to Fahey and Vergona, who were World Doubles champions for quite a number of years. Of course, now Tim has turned the tide on that, and he and Cam have been doubles champions. I think they've won it 3 times, maybe 4 times. They are an absolute blast to watch playing doubles. Their games are well suited to each other, I think. Oh, excellent return from Tim.
15-30. Chase, worse than 5. 30-15, server will lead. $30-15, worse than 4.
Worse than 4. That was in there.
Last hit, they're worse than 5.
Oh no.
40-15, this chase is worse than 5.
Worse than 5 again. Match ball. Excellent shot, Tim.
30-40.
See another force. Oh, that's tough.
Game in the match. Philadelphia wins 6-1, 6-3.
And that will conclude our morning's broadcast. This has been the 2021 USCTA National League. This morning's contest was between Philadelphia and Tuxedo. You can check out the USCTA website at uscourttennis.org for results. This has been Ken Fortin, your commentator, signing off. And we will see you at 4 o'clock. Thanks a lot.